Okay, if you have not watched the Buddy Rich lick that I did the week previous to this, stop what you're doing and go watch that video. A lot of very important information is in that. This is a companion to that Buddy Rich lick. Okay, let's assume that you've done that. Let's dive into this lick. This is a Gene Krupa lick. This is the lick that was kind of inspired that like Blazing Singles Buddy Rich lick. First, let's just break down the lick. Now, I'm going to admit, I don't have the gear to get this sound right. This is Gene Krupa. He's going to play a cymbal and a snare drum. To me, it almost sounds like it's a tom, like it's the rims on a tom, which, by the way, it might be. I'm not a super expert. My stuff is like 60s on up into now. So maybe somebody who knows a lot more about that gear can chime in on this. But sounds to me like it's the snare drum, and then I believe he's hitting a China cymbal. So obviously, I'm going to use my newish gear here and approximate it. But let me just play the lick one time through. So the lick is going to start on the and of one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the phrase. We're going to talk about how it connects to that Buddy Rich phrase and some of the intricacies of it, and really more of why it's so important, why it's such an important phrase. So again, it sounds a little weird. I'm trying to approximate the lick on a modern kit. My recommendation, or kind of how I have adapted it in my own playing, is not using it like that, but using it more in a modern context. So often I'll use it on just a crash or kind of dig in more on the ride with the bass drum, or I'll voice it around the kit. But really what makes the lick this is one of those licks where the language itself, the exact right and the left, and that stuff matters far less than the impact of the phrase. That's really what we're learning here, is that one of the things that makes that Buddy Rich lick so impactful is it's this big band tune, Love for Sale, medium tempo. It's been cruising along for a while. The energy level's building up, and then there's this 4-bar break for Buddy, and Buddy just blazes it out. And then what's cool is at the very end, after all that, he like kills you with the bass drum with this like exclamation point. And those are the same qualities that are in this Gene Krupa lick. So he's kind of doing this, it's again single stroke, and he's getting this. For him, the cymbal is the accent. For Buddy Rich, it was the rim of the snare that was the accent. Notice, by the way, they both end with bap, boom, right? Buddy's ends 1 snare, 2 bass drum. Gene's ends 3 crash or China, 3 China, 4 bass drum. So it's the impact of all of this material at once, and then kind of almost like shutting the door. Now, when Gene played this is probably as important as what he played. This is from a live gig they did at Carnegie Hall. It was the first time that Benny Goodman's band had played Carnegie Hall, which was at the time was a huge deal. Jazz was still considered this like, devil music, this illegitimate style of music, and Benny Goodman got to finally break through at the prestigious Carnegie Hall. He invited a whole bunch of other jazz superstars to join him. He was a nervous wreck, and so was the band. Who was not a nervous wreck was Gene Krupa. Apparently he was cracking jokes, etc. And the story goes, this is one of the first tunes they played. It's a great tune entitled Don't Be That Way. And if you listen to the radio broadcast, they're cruising along and it sounds good, and after, but it's like kind of tepidly clapping like that. Nobody's really sure. And Gene feels like the band's playing tight. They're playing nervous. So here comes this like 2-bar break, and Gene just goes absolutely bananas with these. And the crowd goes nuts, and the band relaxes, the crowd relaxes, and then the rest of the concert is a success. So I'm sorry I tricked you into a little jazz history lesson, but hopefully the impact of that phrase is what I want you to take from how important our role as drummers are to being sometimes we have to be the hammer. If things aren't going right, or if things are just going okay, sometimes it's up to us to drop the hammer and like throw the kitchen sink out there. And the reason I wanted to do this Buddy Rich lick and this Gene Krupa lick is I am one of the biggest proponents of don't play with a lot of flash. Don't try to throw everything you can into a lick. Because of that, I also want to say there actually are only a handful. There's like that many times when that is exactly what you should do. Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa, these guys have given us those. So many other great drummers have as well. Brian Blade has done it. There's so many other great drummers who saves it and saves it and saves it until that just the right minute, and then they drop the hammer. Check out these two versions. Listen to them in context, and you'll hear what I mean. I want you to take the emotional impact of these phrases more than specifically what rights and lefts and Chinas and rim shots and stuff that you will. Okay, back to more licks that you can kind of throw around the kit next time. We'll see you then. Good luck.